on. You can hear me, you can see me, and I am going to cancel the share. I am going to shut this down, and boom. Happy Tuesday, new week, new effort. And hi, I'm calling remote. I am in London, baby. So I got to London, flew in this morning, and the reason why is at short notice, not at short notice really, but we got invited to speak at a Santander event. So I was supposed to be in Korea at Korea Blockchain Week, moderating a panel, but Santander, big bank, very strong in Latin America, invited us to come and be present at their invite-only conference to all their clients. And of course, they're very big in Latin America. They're a Spanish bank. And so, yeah, we decided that I think this should be a priority for Truflation as we sort of start bridging the gap between the DeFi world and the TradFi world. And we sort of fit right in the middle as we try to capture RWA and bring that on the blockchain and make available the tradability associated with real world assets for the crypto community. But also, remember, the blockchain is just a new finance rails, right? These are the new finance rails. We're building on top of that. And if you don't come on to that, we DeFi natives are already on there. So we're hoping to get more of the TradFi guys into here so we get more money into and on-ramp more liquidity into the blockchain and onto the blockchain, onto these new financial rails. Not the other way around. We don't want offboarding. We want on-ramping. On-ramp more currencies into crypto and the blockchain and use these efficient rails with much more friendly UX and experience. Anyway, I'm in London, so I'm going to keep this short. And as usual, we'll go through some of the macro stuff. We'll go into what we've been working on in Truflation, and I'd love to share that with you because it's pretty exciting. And then we'll go into some of the AMA as usual. But it's been quite a weekend again. Every weekend, it's always active. A lot of stuff in the US around election. We had a rest day on Monday, Labor Day. So we're back at it, slugging away, getting back at it. I mean, crypto never sleeps. So I've been working through the whole weekend and really productive, got lots of stuff done, no distractions. And we've been building. And so we'll share with you what we've been working on, and super exciting. But yeah, just wanted to share with you, some ongoings around there. Of course, the usual Elon Musk has his event there. We saw a lot of censorship last week with Telegram. Pavel, the establishment is trying to lock down voice, freedom of speech. The establishment is trying to stop and control capital and stop us from innovating in this capital market. But we continue. It's not going to be easy. And trust me, this is just the beginning. It's going to get a lot tougher. It is DeFi, which means defiance, right? So we are going to be defiant against the establishment who don't want to see this new change. They don't like change. Why would they have change? They've got everything set up for them. So we're trying to change them. We're nudging away at their towers. And so that's never easy. And that's what we're about. We started doing that when they told us inflation was only transitory, and we brought you true inflation. And we luckily have a channel to communicate with you through Twitter, through Telegram. Both of those individuals that are running those two entities, highly targeted right now. And now through Twitter and as well through Spaces and through YouTube, right? So those are the channels that we're going to continue to use and try to communicate with you. And we're going to be leveraging Discord a bit more so that we also have alternative assets and outlets that we can communicate to you with. And who knows, we'll be announcing a couple of other platforms over time. We wanted to just focus on these. But yeah, we actually managed to, thanks to the internet, keep this voice open and be able to communicate with the constituents of what true inflation is and be able to share that with you. We're now doing that in Argentina. And Elon Musk gave a nice tweet around Argentina, congratulating Milei on the performance in Argentina. And yeah, and we're super happy to have our inflation index on Argentina that, of course, all of you know. And if you don't know, you will now. That has been ongoing, 199% inflation in Argentina. And you can see since Milei has come down, has taken the leadership over there and managed to get his time at the table. You can see here, he's brought down inflation, rapid drop. And we're actually reporting below what their government numbers are reporting. And yeah, before Milei took charge in Argentina, you never actually had regular, consistent reporting of inflation data. And so now we have real time and they're reporting regularly. I don't know what the cadence is, but like if you think about it, in Australia, it's every 3 months. In the US, at least you get it on a monthly, and in the UK, you get it on a monthly basis. But we're going to try and bring it to you every day, all the time, and bring more inflation indexes to you so that you have a source of truth around how cost of livings are evolving in your specific geography, jurisdiction, country. So that's what we will be doing. And congratulations again to Milei on the performance, on really cranking down on inflation. Tough in the market. I think a lot of people in Argentina are going through hardships. We will be in Argentina on the 19th, the week of the 19th of October, in run up to that. I think 16th to the 20th of October, we will be in Argentina, and we will tell you more about that very soon, but we're going to go there. And we are going to be very focused at Truflation around very boutique events that are super relevant to what we're trying to achieve with the Truflation Stream Network, as we bring out and create a platform and a network that allows you to create and build and work with reliable source of truth that you can trust. We spent the last 3 years creating trust and working with the top leaders in the macroeconomic space to leverage and provide Truflation as that source of truth. We are going to continue that and drive that home. And we're glad to be doing that in Argentina now. But I think in order to bring this message across and always be that source of truth and have that outlet, it's really important to be able to communicate, right? And we're lucky we have the internet that is a communication platform. We're lucky to have outlets that are censorship resistant, Telegram and X.com now. And so what happens if they shut down the internet? Well, you know, I thought this was an amazing visual that was put out there on Twitter by Radar. 6,350 Starlink satellites all around the world, right? That's pretty impressive. Beautiful picture. Pretty amazing. Anyway, so the communication can stay alive. So if we cannot communicate, we can still leverage this network of satellite networks to be able to express ourselves on a global basis as we shift from nation states to the network states, network nations. So as we do that shift, and as we all become independent and geographically dispersed and distributed, yet still have common interest across those geographies, how do we stay connected? How do we stay in touch? How do we remain connected with each other? And trust me, again, coming back to what I said really earlier on, the network states aren't going to be, the nation states aren't going to be too happy about that. And we need to simplify that wording. But anyway, you get what I mean. And I'm just trying to highlight that. But, you know, one of the topics we talked about is whilst I'm here and presenting, we're going to be talking about the economy and the macro landscape. I've been working on a presentation or with the team. The team have, let me just share, put this presentation together. And our poor design team have been touching it up, making it look beautiful, working tirelessly with all the different graphs that we have. But you can see in here, we're going to just fly through, quick intro into Truflation. What are some of the economic situations? What's going on in the US? We're going to talk about mixed signals that we're receiving, positive, strong sales at the retail side, but unemployment numbers are going up. Why is that? How come that's happening? whilst businesses are going down, etc. And then the labor market, there's a big post that's coming out, so stay tuned to that. We're going to be announcing something around the labor market tomorrow. We're just trying to provide you with an independent source of truth around numbers that we are aggregating that might be slightly different from the numbers that you're reading when you get it elsewhere. We're talking about inflation again. Where do we see inflation coming out? You saw it here first. The BLS is going to be announcing inflation in 10 days. And here, preliminary, early guess, we think it's going to come down even further, right? And so if you look right now on Truflation.com, you can see what we're seeing here. I can just share this tab. I can go here, search US inflation. Inflation index, bang, here we go. And by the way, the team's working to bring this to you sub-second, but you can see there was an update, refresh. Look at this. We've come all the way down to 1.22. We haven't been this low before. This is the lowest we've been in a year. New all-time low. And the government's still reporting 2.9%. What happens if we break 1% and we go below that? Exciting times. Yeah, I mean, what difference does it make to any of us? Nothing. The cost of goods, cost of living, that doesn't really, we just make something so exciting about a little number that really, your, my day, we go on, next day, we still need to make rent payments. We need to pay our mortgages. We need to pay our lease on the car, etc., right? So anyway, just, but economically, this number means something. And the governments around the world do not have the tools needed in order to address the rapid change in the economies. But, that said, people are going to hate me for this, but the economy has been looking strong, right? It's been growing. And will inflation pick up again as a result out of this? We're seeing a lot of money come in. Interest rates going to come down. There's going to be more liquidity coming into the market. What does that mean, right? And so we look a bit at UK. I'll move this further up, but what are the financial implications, right? You can see interest rates coming down. Housing demand will go up. Liquidity is going up. It's come down. So you saw the spike of liquidity around COVID, and then bang, drop with all these interest rate increases. And now you can see it turning around again, going up. Yield curve still inverted, insane. I lend you money for 5 years, I get 3% return on that. If I lend it to you for 1 month, I'm getting 5% on that. So guess what? I will only lend you for 1 month and roll that over into another month, into another month, into another month. Who benefits out of that? The people that take over all those rollover fees that get generated by that. So anyway, just some insights into, I haven't showed this presentation to you, but just sharing that slide deck that I'm working through and what the team is working on for me. I am just helping structure that and get the storyline together with Oliver, who's really our insights, and he's preparing the report that will come out in about 10 days time, actually less, in about maybe a week's time, where we will be sharing insights with everybody. That's a bit what we've seen. One of the big topics, I love talking about a lot is AI. So I'll just share something on AI, which I thought was, just insane. The different, how much money is going to go into AI. And you look at the big tech investments in AI. You can see here, I hope you're seeing this because I'm getting some weird displays here. Let me have a look. Yeah, you're seeing this. Okay, perfect. Yeah, but here what you're seeing is Microsoft, huge amounts of NVIDIA's revenue, right? Nearly 20% of their revenue. Meta is next, and percentage customer cost category. So how much of that customer is being allocated to NVIDIA, and what are they as a proportion of their revenue share? Tesla, Alphabet, Amazon, right? So the big usual five, right, that you would guess being up there and subscribing to that data, right? And this isn't only from that provider, right? So you can see here in the Koblesi letter, billions of dollars are going into this race. This is a race that has no end. It is a must-attend race with a certain uncertain outcome. But one thing we do know, productivity will improve. We will all be a hell of a lot more productive because we will have better tools available to us to perform all that much better. That's the idea. That's what we're working on. But you can see, the spending that these companies are doing in terms of investment into infrastructure. Private companies, this isn't governments. $45 billion of investments going into building out their businesses. So it's either infrastructure, it's new AI chips, it's new energy supply. I mean, what was it? Somebody was just saying earlier today, Microsoft has hired a nuclear scientist to come in and help with nuclear power generation today. And I don't know if you remember, you saw in one of our previous podcasts, we talked about nuclear power plants, the size of, you could have your data center with a nuclear power plant in a shipping container. That's what you can do. And you can just put that under your house, in your basement, and boom, off you go. You've got your AI engine there, and you've got your data center. Maybe you got a mining rig there too, so you can actually do Bitcoin mining, depending on the difficulty. But yeah, all of a sudden, you have that capability there. So lots of interesting development in that category. But one thing I really like, and I think what a lot of people don't always understand, is the cost of development in building out processors, right? And why it is so expensive and it costs so long. And today, the refinement and the details needed to build the type of chipsets, right? And so, they're bigger chipsets, so they range from 28 millimeter, 22 millimeter, 16, 7, 5, 3 millimeter, 2 millimeter. So the 2 millimeter, I don't know if you saw that video where they zoom in on the Apple chipset, but that's a really cool video. Let me see if I can find it. Stop sharing. I don't know why I got two sharings, but let me see if I can find that Apple chip video. Oh yeah, this one. No, you got to see this. This is amazing. I mean, just to go to 2 nanometer chips. I mean, it's like super tiny. Anyway, have a look at this. I mean, this is really insane. Let me shut this down. Yeah, this is one I want to share here. Bang, share tab. This is, it'll blow your mind. And if you haven't seen it, if you've seen it already, then apologize. Bear with me. But here, look, let's you go in. Okay, you see one chipset. Okay, there's a whole pile of items there. We're going in further. That's 6 millimeter, 0.06 millimeter. And we're going deeper. Oh. Whoa! Whole new world opens up. And another new world, even a bigger one underneath that. We zoom in even further. Can we go further? Oh my god, look at that. That's something 5 for me. Chinese, it's built Taiwan. But this is so. And what did you think of that? Let me know what you thought of that, man. Killer video. Yeah, thanks. That's really super amazing how refined, and just you got to build these transistors, because what do? They conduct a piece of message back and forth, and they do that layer on layer on layer at such high velocity to be able to process information and data. And just imagine we go into our brain. That's how our brain is, if you think about it. But our brain is hyper efficient in terms of tracking that, which is pretty cool. But anyway, I just thought I'd share that with you. Anyway, I'm not going to go more into macro and news because I got to go. Although I do have to share another video. Check this out. Whoa, 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 whoa. Again, I'm going to talk about something here. Yeah, this is more relevant to maybe Truflation, price rising, commodity prices, and guess what? Something we all love, chocolate. So let me share the screen here. Share. I'm sharing this one now. Check this out.
It's the sweet treat the world loves.
How often do you eat it? Like every day.
We devour 7.5 million tonnes of chocolate every year, but our supplies are under threat from a virus spread by insects called mealybugs.
The disease is spreading. It's an epidemic.
Cacao swollen shoot virus disease causes the plant's pods to shrink and die. As a result, reduced supply has caused chocolate prices to soar.
A year ago, the prices were about $2,500 a tonne. Recently, they've been over $10,000 a tonne.
More than half the world's chocolate comes from Ghana and Ivory Coast in West Africa, but up to 20% of Ghana's crops have been wiped out in recent years. That's around 254 million trees.
The first symptoms are that you see the shoots swelling.
The only option for farmers is to burn them.
But there is a sweet twist. An American mathematician has now calculated a way to save current cocoa crops and safely plant new ones by working out the distance farmers need to keep between the trees to stop the virus from spreading.
A vaccine to protect plants against the virus has also been developed.
I have to keep buying it.
Christy Mayer, 7 News.
Yeah, so just price of cocoa, right? We were talking about that a while, was going up, but it hasn't actually gone up that much. I mean, this must be maybe a bit of an old clip. I don't know, because if you go to Truflation.com and check out cacao, which is the cocoa, I think, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. How do I pronounce it, guys? Tell me. Cacao? Cacao. I don't know, man. Anyway, but if you look at the futures, here was the price, right? And back in February, it was down at $4,000, he was saying. Now it's up at all the way at 11,000. Now it's still up about at 8.6. So it must be a bit earlier because that was the huge jump in chocolate. So we had Easter. Maybe Easter helped pump it up a little bit, which is a celebration where you have chocolate eggs, chocolate bunnies, all of that stuff. And then we've got holiday season coming around the corner in about 2 months' time. We're producing chocolate now, so it's ready and available on the shelf by November, December timeframe. So who knows if that's a driving factor. And if you can see, we've got a bit of a base. We've been developing this. And one thing I wanted to talk to you about is our partnership and what we've been working on, right? So I told you we were working on some of the different things. And here I'm going to share, we've been working on the electric vehicle commodity index. Some of you like it, some of you don't. Some of you don't believe in EV. But once you go EV, you don't go back. Trust me. I love my EV car. And even though I have to charge for 20 minutes, and trust me, it's not as easy, especially if you don't have a charger at home, which I just moved, so I don't have one. And so I'm living out of my car and I never have a charger. But either way, if you look here, what we've been working on is this new interface. So here you can see how it's evolved. You got a quick description here, and then you got some other references. But let's go into the constituents. I can then go and look into the constituents on how it's performing. It's loading, it's loading, it's loading. Here you can see the index breakdown, the different assets. And today, just earlier today, I had meetings with some of the biggest lithium data pricing aggregators. And so we'll see something coming out there. So they are super excited about Truflation and the TSN. So actually, people love what we're doing. And it's really fun to see that everybody opens their door today to what we're working on, which is really exciting to see. But either way, here you can see the breakdown of the constituents. You can then go into seeing each of the individual prices. You can see how it's moved, changed. You can see what type of asset it is, and then description, what it is. So you can see how it's impacted. You can then go and link to them. New lithium is new. I should be able to link to them. Maybe that's going to come soon, so you'll see that. But the team's been working during Labor Day to bring this to you. But what I am most excited about is, oh, by the way, I can go see the documents. I can download a press release. I can read the methodology. I should have a PPTX somewhere here where there's the sales presentation. And I'll be sending this to the parties that we just had a meeting with earlier today. But in that, look here, right? So all of a sudden now, I can trade this. Oh, I can trade the EV commodity index. How do I do that? You can go long, you can go short, and I have a trading fee, and you can trade it on overlay. Hit the button, boom, it links you straight across to overlay. Bang, here we go. I have to share this tab. Oh, look at this. Oh, I have the wrong VPN set up. I have to change jurisdiction. But if you're in a jurisdiction and you can access this, you can get this and trade this already there. And by the way, if you trade overlay, go set up their test net. Go get airdrops. Go to their faucet. Collect that. I won't tell you more, but I think there might be a reward at the end of it, maybe with some airdrops coming. Who knows? So check it out, try and trade it and see what you can find out. Yeah. So here, that's sort of what we've been working on. Really excited about giving that. And then you can come and you can just get your API access and integrate this index into your DEX. So if you're working on a DEX, if you're working on a perpetual market, boom, you can list it. And not only, whoops, I'm not sharing my screen anymore, am I? Ooh. Anyway, here you can see, I come back to the EV commodities index. Here you can see how easy it is just to get access. At the moment, pay in fiat, you'll be able to pay in Truth. We're working with our partner to enable crypto payments for the API feed, right? In order to get the API key. Unfortunately, right now, it's managed by a third party, and they have been working with us on making this available through JSON API at the moment, but it will be RPC with our node operator network, which we will be going and sharing more about very soon, but stay tuned to that. But what I'm more excited about is the other thing, right? All of us suffer inflation, and there are two types of inflation. There's consumer price index, which goes up, or inflation on the consumer prices, which is your day-to-day spending, your rent, your leasing on the car, transportation costs, food costs, etc. And by the way, did you know that the average individual goes to a household, maybe I should say, goes to a grocery store 10 times a month? So you're going to buy food 10 times a month. So that's quite a lot. So you constantly are reminded on the cost of living and the cost of food and how they change. But either way, coming back to where we're at, you have consumer price appreciation, but you also have asset price appreciation. So what is asset price appreciation? It's usually greater than consumer price appreciation. So that means your assets grow in value greater than the cost of your day-to-day living grows. And so as the asset prices increase, how do you hedge yourself against all of these increases? And so what we've been working on is the hedge index. This is coming very soon on a blockchain in an exchange that you will all have heard of. And it's pulling the hedge price feeds with Chainlink and TSN and making this available on an exchange that I will share with you very soon on a blockchain that we won a grant for. And we're going to get another grant for something else as well. So we are beginning to build out a set of data that everybody is seeming to want. Real world data and prices on chain, on these new financial modern rails, where tomorrow's finance will take place. Not today's finance, but tomorrow's finance. And tomorrow, it's not literally tomorrow, but it's tomorrow in the future, right? And it will be this decade. So it is going to change a lot faster, gradually, and then suddenly. And I can feel a momentous shift in the marketplace, which is really exciting to see. Anyway, you can't trade this yet, but you will be able to see that trading here soon. And again, same with the API access. So anyway, that's we will have also that feature that we had in the past on the previous one that you saw we will also have that. Yes, you can tweet about the hedge now, Tim to Kill. Please go ahead and tweet about it. We will have more about it very soon. Oh, I hope I was allowed to say that. Oops. Anyway, yeah, we're really working hard on that and trying to get that out. It's not ready. It's not ready yet, but it will be. So maybe we should hold back on the tweeting. But as soon as it's ready, because then we want to drive traffic to that and the ability to trade on the hedge product. I'm super excited about that. We've been working on that for a couple of months now, and we've got market makers supporting it. We've got exchanges wanting to adopt it. So it's been a lot of lifting and making sure we have the accurate feeds in there as well, and the data sets in there. So that's coming very soon. That sort of wraps up what we've been working on over the weekend and the long weekend with the Labor Day. And I'm here in London. So Thursday, I will have to cut the meeting short. I'm going to keep this one short, but I will cut it short on I may have to do a recording because I got to get on a flight on Thursday off to the next destination. But we're now ramping up partnerships, visibility, engagement, and trying to grow the business. It's the team. It's not me. I'm just here. I'm the advocate, trying to create visibility, but it's the community and the ecosystem that's building and making all of this happen. And we've got a really good community working on this, and we'll share more. I mean, look at the community around the EV index, right? We've got partners providing us the data. We've got the TSN that's delivering the data. We've got the Truflation and TrueLabs team building out the website and making that available. We've got the overlay team providing the integrations and the tradability associated with that. So all of these things need to come together, and at some point, it will just flow seamlessly. The documentation will be so transparent. Anybody can pick up. Why? Because we've learned what are the tools that they're looking for? What are the descriptions that they need to understand A, B, C, D, to pull together and create A plus B plus C plus D plus E equals infinity or equals Truflation. Anyway, we're just working on that. There will be revenue stream coming from that. Tim to Kill is asking, is there any revenue stream from Argentina CPI feed? Not yet. We focused on the investment. That was really an investment we wanted to make. And it was partially the community. A lot of the token holders recommended we do that. And stay tuned next Monday, 9th of September. Something will take place. And the reason why we got that was because of what we did with Argentina. Because we were Truflation and what we did in 2022 and 2023, but now that we're in Argentina, and now that we've got all this other data available on chain for these new payment rails, for the new financial system, 9th of September. I'll stop there. Won't say anything anymore. But we don't make any money from that yet. A lot of it's a really investment. We make money right now just through subscriptions, people subscribing to the data feeds. And that we'll want to change that. And obviously, some of the leads and ideas that we shared around the electric vehicle index was a result of how we possibly could be making more revenue in the future. And with indexes, we've got a whole new revenue model that you know about, which is charging bips on the transaction volume. That's that. I'm going to some questions now quickly. What have you asked on questions? Somebody is coming in, gets the Truflation name out there. Yeah, for sure. That's really what we're trying to work on. There were some really complex questions. This more detailed question, which I love, right? Give us challenging questions, push us harder. What should we be thinking about? And challenge us, right? And so one was Fijao Inc. He asked us, I don't know what, I think it's more statement, but arguably more accurate data like Truflation. That's what they're looking for in the economics data paradox. But one thing he points out is very accurate, right? Doesn't matter because policymakers don't look at it and don't make decisions based on it. Nothing we can do about that. More lagged data like CPI and NFP matter more because they directly influence policy. Yes, the BLS number influences the policymakers and influences political decisions. Truflation doesn't do that yet. Yet. Why not? Well, because we're just only 3 years old. We don't have hundreds of years of legacy and install bases and billions and hundreds of billions and trillions of dollars of taxpayers' money to fund this development and put together reports on a manual basis, ship 477 people out to the stores to track the price information, panel only 8,000 households. I mean, come on, we're in 2024 and we can't even use automated tools, and we don't respect the automated tools. And so we have to build these new tools for the new financial rails on new systems. If I can't play the game, let's change the game. So if they won't use our numbers, we will change the game. And we have changed the game. We now have not only the internet, we have blockchains, and we have permissionless access to a network. We have automated market makers. We have exchanges that are decentralized, maintained cross-border, boundaryless, boundaryless, jurisdictionless, or jurisdiction within their own smart contracts, right? So the DEXs all have their own policies, and in order to engage with those decentralized exchanges, you have to abide by the policies, all which are documented in their code, right? And so code is the new law. Anyway, you can argue they're manipulated, there's nothing I can do about that. All we can do is build trust around reliable, verifiable, authentic data that people can then use, and make sure that those are available on multiple different rails in the modern financial system, which is going to be on the blockchain. And that's what we're doing. And we will continue to do that. At some point, there may be a tipping point where more volume is actually taking place on the blockchain, on these new modern financial rails. When that happens, we will see a significant phenomenal shift. And we're working to continue that. At least they're using iPads. Totally true, man. Yeah, exactly. It was like, yeah. Anyway, I won't go into that because I gotta rush. I'm already 7 minutes late. But so Andy Oatis asks 100% this. Truflation has the UK compound inflation at 40% or 38.91% since 2020. This is simply staggering. Indeed, our country is at risk of stagnancy due to inept governance. Yeah, stagnancy is inflation is one thing, right? The cost of living has gone up 40%, which is a lot of money. I mean, that's a significant loss in purchasing power. And that's visible. And I think all that's doing is creating inequality. And that inequality is resulting in frustration. But just by trying to tax everything to death and stop it, how do we facilitate an equal opportunity environment so that anybody can participate and join in this? And one is hedge product. Hopefully we can make that available to anybody that wants to do that. We will make it and try and make it available in every single market where we can possibly leverage our research to do so. But the UK has only been growing, right? So whilst your costs of living has gone up by 40%, the growth in the UK has only been like 0.6% or 0.8%. I can't remember the exact number. I need to know by tomorrow because I'm going to be talking about it. But it's only grown by 0.6% year on year. So the GDP growth hasn't been that much. Whereas in the US, you look at the GDP growth, it's been 3%. So there's still economic growth in the US, whereas in the UK, that growth has not taken place. And I think that's partially why you have that level of frustration as well. Bull Tattoo is asking, Truflation has really been dead accurate since 2022. Thank you. Predicting CPI rates a few months in advance. So basically, yes, deflation is coming. I don't know about deflation. We're seeing disinflation, right? And I don't know about Nvidia going to $50 a share. Maybe if they do stock splits, who knows? But yeah, I wouldn't bet on that. Yeah, I mean, AI is definitely, you're seeing, as you saw on the last podcast. I won't go into that too much because I have to go. I'm really sorry, guys. Robin Knox Johnston. Ooh, yeah. This cannot be accurate. Just take any of the products in the consumer basket and see what has gone up 37% since 24. By only 37 since 20. Oh, so you're saying cost? I don't understand that. Sorry, you're saying cost of living has gone up just alone by 37% in 2024 alone? Yeah. Well, yeah, we haven't taken into account shrinkflation. Yes, I know that. We need to take that into account. We don't know how to build a formula for shrinkflation because everybody treats shrinkflation on its own. Maybe we can leverage the barcode as a means to recognize the actual product and the volume of the product, and then ultimately the price, which is defined by the grocery store, and combine those three together. That's something we can work on. Maybe that should be a part of the hackathon. If you're not joining, there's a hackathon Thursday with Koi. Maybe that should be a part of the hackathon. So please bring that up. We'll talk about it with Koi. That is something where we'll put skin in the game. And there's, I think, quite a lot of money. There's $20,000, $30,000 to $40,000 worth of prize money available out there for that. So check that out. But yeah, shrinkflation is something we need to take into account. Anyway, sorry, I got to go. I'm in London. I'm on business. I want to grow business for you and us at Truflation and the community and the ecosystem that's working tirelessly to make this happen. So thank you, everybody. I'll see you again in a recorded view on Thursday because I'm going to be on a plane, so I won't be able to do this. But then I'll be back on Tuesday again, live from a physical location. I'm physical location now, but it'll be, I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, got to go. Thanks, everybody. Have a great Tuesday. Back at work. Short week, 4-day week. But let's make it happen. Let's make it real. Let's make it worth it. Thanks, everybody. Bye for now.